Say Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwarah, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Now see, the literal meaning is the Guru is the creator, Guru is the preserver, Guru is the destroyer. Hence, what is left is the supreme consciousness, because the consciousness is neither created nor preserved nor destroyed. So a reminder in the very beginning is what the Mangalacharan is, the auspiciousness is. Mind is engaged in a lot of stuff all the time. We have a stress on the shoulder and we have a stress on the head, and we know a solution. Now put the stress on the shoulder. Oh, now I'm tired. So Lord, now put the stress on the waist. This is what is happening in our life. Why it is happening? It is happening because of the ego. So get aside that ego, of which we are not aware, the subtle layers of the ego. That is why we have to do the Mangalacharan. So this is one form of Mangalacharan where we offer ourselves. You are everything. You are. We are offering. Second level, the second type of the Mangalacharan where we seek the blessings of the entire world outside. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavit. Yesterday you had some, say for example, fight with your honey, or reaction, or differences, and now you're saying, Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Sarve bhavantu. So you see the power of the Mangalacharan. So you remind yourself, why there has not to be a fight or reaction or anger or hesitation against me. Oh, yesterday I did it. It happened because of my past impressions. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Let everyone be happy. Sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be in the state of well-being. So this is the second type of the Mangalacharan. So again, you see, if you look at the moment we consciously think and contemplate by reciting this mantra, so it helps. Otherwise, what happens? Oh, yesterday I had a knee pain, right knee pain. Today I will have a left knee pain. It is the work of the ego. Yesterday, I had some differences with the honey, and today what will happen? How to patch up? Don't patch up, just sarve bhavantu sukhina. Look at the power of the Mangalacharan. Your mind constantly moves into the higher level. And then there is a third type of Mangalacharan. When you are a higher seeker, one day your mind will recite singing Shivoham, Shivoham. What is the meaning of the Shivoham? I am the Shiva. Shiva means I am the real self. So there are three types of the Mangalacharan. So from where the topic of the Mangalacharan came, I told you that the basic understanding, 360-degree understanding, we have to do. Without 360-degree of understanding, even see, you want to drive from your house to my house. We have a 360-degree understanding. We know the ways, we know the car, we know the gas is there in the car, we know the car is driving well, we know it will take 30, 40, and 50 minutes. you are aware that you are a good driver, you can drive. Do you see that? So even in the material world, we have that 360. Whenever you have a 360-degree understanding, there is no confusion in the mind. My honey my honey got angry over me. Now I understand what is the 360-degree understanding here. Anger comes out of the desire. He or she has some expectations. That is why. So I have to resolve this issue by understanding. But if you don't do the Mangalacharan, that mind is not set accordingly. And then you say, how dare you become angry? Divorce. Divorce to get ready for remarriage. This is what happens in our daily life. You see the power of Mangalacharan. Terry wakes up in the morning. What about my body? No. First Mangalacharan. No body. Everyone has a body. Everyone has some limitations. You may have little more limitations than me. But do you see? This is the power of the Mangalacharan. So 360-degree understanding is, so when you have total understanding of any situation. Where is the problem? Where is the stress? Where is the anxiety? That is the journey of the Eastern wisdom. So I just talked about 3 types of Mangalacharan. So we will just understanding the desire versus full self-fulfillment. Don't forget that. Don't forget the basics. Self-inquiry begins by understanding these 4 goals of the 4 goals. So why 3 goals outside? One is the real self. We all are living in the material world. So we have to follow this path. We have to strike a harmony between the 3 goals outside and 1 goal inside. Goal of life. Goal in life. Goals in life. Goals in life. Goals in life always change it. Oh, let me have pasta today. Let me have juice today, tomorrow. Goals in life is constantly changing. So, but I keep that in harmony. I don't forget. I don't carry the burden of the stress. This is the meaning of living in a present moment. Simply saying intellectually, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. So those are the basics. I have already made it clear. And after the basics, why? Now you see, I have already discussed about it, that there is a doubt regarding the validity of the knowledge. We have been exposed to the material knowledge about the money, knowledge about the relationship, knowledge about the marriage, etc., since our birth. So our mind is not fully exposed to the journey of the self-discovery. So there is always a doubt regarding the object to be realized. Where is the real self? I don't see it. So that doubt can only be removed by consistent listening and learning, contemplation and reflection. There is no other way. So the master introduces these principles. And second is the distraction. We have millions and millions of distraction. So master says we have to do media fasting, phone fasting. You see detoxification. So here the master suggests, phone fasting. Can't you keep aside your phone during the entire session? And whenever you listen on your own, Can't you keep aside the phone? Just try it. Do an experiment. Whether the mind is weaker than you or you are weaker than the mind. It's a life journey. So that is the second. Third is the veiling, the ignorance. All the three doubts we have to remove. And then I gave you the 9 topics. We are talking about these 9 fundamental basics, which is common everywhere. In all more than 3,000 books or more than 10,000 teachers, they followed directly or indirectly. Today I recited this mantra. So the moment I am ready, I'm constantly reciting the Mangalacharan inside. So now I will come up, we will all do together. So the first step I told you, setting the context. Setting the context means Mangalacharan. Second is, just to remind you, structuring the inquiry. We will take that later, perhaps from the next session, preparing the mind. I have to prepare. We go to the college and the university, so we prepare the mind. So there is a specific preparation for the mind in the journey of the self-discovery. It is not the way you think. I'll have a big ego and then I'm attending a session. I have prepared the mind. Come on, talk about it. It will not work. So there is a specific preparation of the mind. Fourth one is the purification. Purification is, so once I understand there is a lot of impurities in the mind, I have to purify the mind. How do I have to purify the mind? From where I have made the mind impure? While living in the world, in relationship, in pursuing something, in following particular desire, in entering into a rift and conflict. It is in the world. I made the mind impure. So I have to make the mind pure in the world itself. I insulted you, I have to go back to you. From my mind, I have to take that insult back. Are you understanding? That is the meaning of karma yoga. If the karma yoga is not applied in the life, nothing is going to happen. So there are many yogas, you can say Raj Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Gyan Yoga, all are applied in these 9 steps. Normally we say, oh, what I'm doing Hatha Yoga. Keep on doing Hatha Yoga. Keep on doing headstand pose. That is not the journey of Eastern wisdom. So that is the 4th step. So what happens, when you do the Karma Yoga continuously, your mind there is an emotional freedom. Now you don't become sentimental. You don't have a sympathy. There is a natural awakening of empathy, compassion. You feel as if the entire existence is one. So the master says here you have to direct your mind to only one existence, which is known as the worship. Worship, you can say the prayer. It comes from inside you. It is a revelation. It's a realization. It's not going I find time on Sunday, so I will offer the prayer. You're so special. You offer the prayer on Sunday. The existence who made you. And for that existence, you have only time on Sundays. It doesn't work that way. Eastern wisdom says no. So once you have covered these 5 steps, then what happens? Now you are removing the ignorance by learning these higher principles, contemplation and reflection and practice. So once you do the practice, now you pass through 7 or 9 different, So in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, we say there are 9 stages of meditation. In other texts, there are only 4 stages. So depending on the understanding of the master. So you pass through all the stages of the meditation, which results into an awakening, and that is what I say, the joy of conscious living. I have to remove the defects of the word settled in my mind by Mangalacharan. Coming back to the same Mangalacharan. So that is why these masters have created so many verses. Mano buddhir ahankara chittani naham na cha shrutra jivhai na cha ghrana netri na cha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayu chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. You can use this as a Mangalacharan. Say someday your mind is totally relaxed and calm. It wants to withdraw inside. That is the right moment. What is the meaning of this word? I am not the body, mind, intellect, ego. I am none of these five elements which consist of these five, which makes this body. I am none of these five sense organs and motor organs. What is left is the consciousness. What is that consciousness? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am the Shiva, auspiciousness, absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. I have to set the journey. I have to set the context. You wake up in the morning and you have a lot of stress, and now you're doing meditation. So meditation definitely will relax you. So on that day, you are simply a person. You are a non-seeker. That is why you have a stress, and that is why you are doing a meditation to relax. The same meditation after the Mangalacharan will help you to rise in consciousness. Are you getting it? Are you understanding? I'm just making it clear. That is why we have to do this. So that is one type of the Mangalacharan. Second type of the Mangalacharan, I told you that where you seek the blessings of the entire world outside in order to become aware of one existence. Sarve Sham Swastir Bhavatu. We have been doing it. May there be happiness for all. So ultimately I am seeking happiness for all. In turn, I am reaching there. I'm setting the context. This is what I want to find out. This is what I want to realize. This is what I want to experience in my life. Think. I'm just making it very clear. From a traditional approach, I'm coming to very modern approach of setting the context. If you don't set the context, you are in a state of, say, for example, the stress and anxiety, maybe because of your physical, mental, and emotional challenges, and you do the Mangalacharan. Oh, let me set the inquiry. It is not that only you do it in the morning, anytime. Let me get out of these impurities of the mind. It's whether I have favorable conditions in my life, whether I have unfavorable conditions in my life. We all have favorable condition, unfavorable condition. I told you that I went there and I spent, for pleasure, I spent an hour in snowfall, and that snowfall stuck in my neck, in my throat. Because of the Mangalacharan, you keep on doing it. What you want to do? Otherwise, your mind is totally obsessed with the problem, and you continue with that. So this is what I was talking, that the world outside has settled into my mind, which constantly gives me the fear and anxiety. What will happen if he agrees, if he doesn't agree to me? Duality and a constant change of the world. Let me do my best. If anyone changes, that's his or her outlook. The world outside is impermanent. So, what is happening by Mangalacharan? You get rid of it. You get rid of the nature of the impermanence of the world that is settled in your mind, is drops. Now you are happy. You're happy. You have unfavorable situation. Then what? It has to come. That is the nature of the world. Inability to control and dependence on external factors. You see, I'm totally engaged and engrossed in, oh, no, I cannot control what is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. What is going to happen? Mangalacharan comes to our rescue. See that? Are you getting a feel of it? It is possible. 100% possible. Inability to control and dependence on external factors goes away when you do the Mangalacharan. It's a very deeper practice. If you don't do that, so incomplete satisfaction and binding power of attachment. You have a complete satisfaction from the world, tell me. In which area? With whom? With your job, with your career, with the money, with your car, with your honey. Incomplete satisfaction. So there, it changes that mindset. Can it change just by? Yes, it can change just when you say it, but it has to be repeated internally all the time. All the time. All the time. You pick up any type of Mangalacharan, it will work. The world is a mixture of pain and the pleasures, sorrow and the happiness. And I am seeking beyond. Mangalacharan will help you. Not only it helps you to minimize, reduce that pain and the suffering, but it will inspire you and will never allow you to leave the journey until you reach to the state of awakening and realization. At present, you are listening to me, and still you may have other thoughts pertaining to the word, will completely dissolve. Why I have those unnecessary, unwanted thoughts? Because there is an incomplete knowledge about that thought. You went to the washroom in the bathroom in the morning. Do you still have those thoughts? It's complete. Well, just giving an example. You are sitting and listening to me. Do you still think, no, I have to sit in this way, I have to sit in this way? No, no, no. So when I have a complete knowledge, the mind need not to think about it. Mind only thinks about it. It is only distracted because of the incomplete knowledge. And that thought comes from the world. And if Mangalacharan helps you, it helps you to focus your mind on the real self, which we have never done before in our life. Do you see the change? So change of the mindset, setting the context. That is why I converted that Mangalacharan as setting the context. Mangalacharan means Mangal means auspiciousness, and because of the auspiciousness, I change my behavior and attitude. Now I change my attitude in your session, but after that, I go back to the same attitude. Really? Then you are not you have yet to become a seeker. You live into that state. You push the Mangalacharan in your head. Come back. What we do? We return back to our anxiety, duality, conflict, reaction, anger, hesitation. Tell me, is it not true? That is the power of Mangalacharan. Just by chanting, yes, continue doing it every day, maybe 100 times, whenever you remember. So we are understanding that how we actually become a seeker. The seeker's mind never forgets the goal of life. We forget the goal of life when we have a lot of goals in life. So don't get carried away by those people. Oh, 1 minute of instant meditation and second minute realization. It is not possible. Let them do their business. Be happy, You wish Mangalacharan for them also. May everyone be happy. So when you think and realize that so much of garbage is there in the mind in terms of distraction and the impurities, and 1 minute of meditation, cultivating a sense of Mangalacharan helps you cultivating a sense of uh, uh, cultivating a sense of surrender, you can say. Cultivating a surrender means here that I drop all the movement caused by the ego, the doership. I simply drop it. Surrender is not like the surrender in the army. I recognize it. I recognize and I say I don't want to move into that area. So gradually you will recognize by the help of the Mangalacharan, my mind starts living into that state of the calmness throughout the day. Mangalacharan is purifying. It sets the context. That is the main goal. But it is also purifying. I told you yesterday you had some differences with any member of the family or honey, and today you say, may there be happiness for all. Well, you are not introduced to the Mangalacharan and you are not practicing. So what is going to happen? How dare he or she start this? Now, you wake up in the morning. You have those thoughts. Are you understanding? Are you getting it? It's a very powerful. I never realized that. Never realized for 10 years. When my master said, why don't you realize this? You are crazy, and I say, may there be happiness for all. Tell me which one helps you. Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan. It's very powerful. I realized every day in my life, you remind yourself of the ultimate goal by the help of the Mangalacharan. 3 types of Mangalacharan I said. You invoke the grace from the existence by the help of the Mangalacharan. That is the power. So I only talk to the seekers about this. Otherwise, I say, okay, go on chanting the mantra and it's okay. So understand, whether people use the word prayer or worship or surrender, it's a recognition of that existence which is of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. I have recognized it, and now I am invoking that recognition in my head at that moment. So you are fighting with your honey, and suddenly you remember Mangalacharan. Will the fight continue? There is no question of anger management. You need not to manage your anger. You instantly recognize, what the heck I'm doing, mind? Why, mind, you are engaged there? Come back, return. Setting the context. The first step, setting the context, is very powerful. I told you, one is the Namaskar form of the Mangalacharan. Namaskar form. This is one type, Namaskar. I told you Namaste. Namaha. There are two syllables, Namaha. Nama means I'm not. So I keep aside all my differences, all my ego, and I say, only you are representative of the existence. That is one meaning of Namaste. Can I have that feeling all the time? You see what happens. Namaste also means I'm not. I cannot exist without the sun and the moon and these 5 elements. That is the meaning of Namaste. Second type of the Mangalacharan is Ashirvad, which is known as a blessing type of Mangalacharan. Blessing. I told you that, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. A lot of prayer, lot of verses are there. So understand, be very clear. It has nothing to do with the religion. It has nothing to do with the cult. It has nothing to do with the dogma. It has more to do with setting the context in my life. And third type of the Mangalacharan is that I recall what I have forgotten. Where I have forgotten? Recall and remind what I have forgotten, my essential nature. Because if I don't recall and remind, how can I set the journey of self-discovery? Name dvesha rago, name lobha moho, madho naiva me neva matsarya bhava, na dharmo na chartho na kamo na moksha, chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. In the midst of anger, in the midst of the frustration, you had some frustration with someone. Now, what this verse says, Name dvesha rago name lobha moho. I am not jealousy. I am not attachment. I am not delusion. Now compare the delusion with your anger. That is setting the context. When? All the time. Where? So in the beginning, you do it in the morning, afternoon, evening, mentally. You're doing your work and still you're doing it. That is going to change. That is, in the Western part, or you can say in other way, it is known as the benedictory prayer. Sometimes we use the word in Christianity. But this is the benedictory prayer. What? I'm not jealousy, I'm not delusion, I'm not attachment. Name dvesha rago name, I'm not the greed. I'm not the religion, I'm not the cult, I'm not the dogma, I'm not the belief. Then what I am? I am one supreme consciousness. Now you said this. Now, after saying this, after you have understood it, Now enter into fighting. Not possible. That is the power of Mangalacharan. So listening is definitely is important, but once you contemplate and reflect, and then you can create your own way of thought process. That is the significance of Mangalacharan. It reduces our ego. It helps us to recognize the impurities of the mind that builds my ego. It aligns the individual with the purpose of the existence. Very important. People normally miss. Many great masters, who are present here in the contemporary world, they don't talk about it, but they help you to start the journey with that. It changes my attitude. Changes my attitude. By offering prayer and invoking the blessing, it establishes an attitude, totally a different attitude in the mind. That is why we have been doing these mantras, chanting Om Shanti Shanti. Even this is Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mrita. That is also, you can use any mantra for Mangalacharan. You're setting the context that I have to move from false to the real today, and let me see how much I have moved. Moving from ignorance to wisdom, moving from mortality to immortality. So that simply means mortality to immortality simply means that I'm not the body, mind, intellect, and ego, I'm the real self. That is the meaning of moving from mortality to immortality. Equanimity, humility, receptivity, they all enter into your life. And they are very, very important if our goal of life is self-discovery. If it is simply relaxation and calmness, then you can do any practice or you can take the pill. So just again going back to the meaning, one meaning of the Mangalacharan, I see the auspicious behavior. Mind enters into the auspiciousness, and now the response is totally different. Behavior and attitude is totally different. When? All the time. All the time, not in a specific situation. And second meaning, I told you, salute, namaste. So there, that namaste you have to understand clearly. Here in context with the Mangalacharan, it means, Namah means, I'm not. Te means only you. I'm yours. Can you say you are crazy and I'm yours? It's a paradox. It changes. So when you go to the monasteries, and especially there are many monasteries in ashrams in India, they are hidden, The great teachers, they spend, sometime months together in years on the first step. Last point in today's. When you reach to that state, do you stop doing Mangalacharan? Yes, even if you stop it, you are good. But no one stops. No one stops. Realized masters, they never stop. Sincere spiritual seekers, they never stop it. One is that you have started doing it, you see its impact, you see the entire behavior changes, you have reached to the highest state, and now you are doing it. What happens? You don't need to do it, but still you are doing it. Think of it. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Namaste. Or pick up this only. So now you have understood it. So through the knowledge, you bring the body to a state of calmness and comfort, and understand that this is a very subtle point. Mano buddhir ahankara chitta ninaham. I am not the mind. So just be aware. Thoughts are coming and going. Where? In the mind, and I am not the mind. I am not the mind. Clarity, I told you, complete knowledge, complete understanding. Okay, I'm not the mind means whatever the thoughts are coming and going, what I have to do? Nothing. If I'm not the mind, I'm not the content of the mind. Content and container are separate from me. So the same way, mind, intellect, ego, mano, buddhir, ahankara, chitta, ninaham. न च श्रोत्रजिह्वै न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न vayu. Can I become aware of my ears, where the sound is striking, of my instructions? Yes, I'm getting the knowledge, but I'm not the ear. I'm not the eyes. That's why I closed my eyes. I'm not the smell. I'm not the touch. I'm not the body. Body is made up of the 5 elements. Different combination in a different proportion. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, air, water. Water is also hydrogen and oxygen element is there. So I'm not the body. So then who am I? I am Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivo. I am that real self. In the beginning, my friends, the mind will object to it because mind is filled with the impurities. But still I work on this. Let us follow this journey today. Name dvesh ragu. I am not jealousy and attachment. You're directly hitting I am not. Even by thinking this, you loosen your attachment to the body. And your mind may remind you that I'm jealous of that guy. Oh, just let us leave it. Name dvesha rago, name lobhamoho. Lobhamoho, greed, means repeat desire. They want to do something just after this session. Oh, that is also a desire. Say your mind to just leave it. I'm none of these desires. Not the delusion. and to help the intellect to shine with wisdom. You don't have a sheep mind who follows a cult or a religion and a dogma without evaluating, without examination. Any activity, if you like. You want a complete knowledge. So where is the problem? It also further says, I am of the nature of consciousness. One way to meditate is to start the journey from the lowest level. And other is to start the journey of meditation from the highest level, and then you come down. You relax your body through the knowledge. Knowledge means awareness and understanding. Another way that, okay, let me have incense sticks and let me sit at a place where I have been sitting. Oh, that is the place, sacred space. You are sacred. You don't need a sacred place. Saturday session is the highest level of understanding. You are sacred. So wherever you go, you remain sacred. Both are equally important. You see, when I say you are sacred, so sacred, what happens? The place becomes sacred. The time becomes sacred. And those but they keep on doing it. They don't move up. Awareness of the body, awareness of the space all around. Space. It's a part of the world. Body is also a part of the world. So you see awareness of the space all around, awareness of the body, awareness of the breath, awareness of the mind where the thoughts, feelings, and sensations are there. And awareness within. Mangalacharan helps us to move the mind within, and it helps us to continue to live it. And in that state, in the beginning, we don't recognize we are already into a meditative state, but we enter into it. Anywhere, anytime. For the sake of the doing, this is not doing actually. Pay attention that outside world means what is outside world? Ego comes here. It says what is outside the body is the external world. So we appreciate that ego. Oh, it is just an understanding. Okay. Awareness of the space all around the body. Awareness of the body. Fully aware of the body. Feeling, sensation. So you see that ego sets the boundary. This is me. So by revisiting again and again, being aware of in this way again and again will help you dissolve that boundary. So there's space all around, awareness of the body, and awareness of the breath. So we see outside the body and then the body, physical, and then physical and non physical, the breath. You're just aware of the breath. It's a subtler than the breath are the thought, feeling, and the sensations. You are aware that they are the contents of the mind, and mind is not you. We just need an understanding. Now ask yourself what is the common factor? Awareness of the space, awareness of the body, awareness of the breath, awareness of the thought, awareness of the instruction. Common factor is awareness. Making a false statement for the right reason. When you mind is aware of that awareness, what happens? Objective reality drops. What it means, objectless state. Patanjali says objectless state is the state of meditation. The mind again runs to the ignorance. No, I have a lot of thoughts, so I cannot be in the state of meditation. No, you are not. Mind and contents are always there. But you are aware of something beyond the mind also. And the mind is working on its own. Mind and content and thoughts and body, sensations, everything is there. Are you not aware of the space behind you all the time? Can the space be corrupted? That is the quality of that awareness. We're not doing anything. It is one awareness which is aware of the space, aware of the body, aware of the breath, aware of the thought, feeling, and the sensations. And it is also aware of its how the way the sun is. Presence of the sun makes me aware of everything, including the sun. To see the sun, I don't need a candlelight. And that reflection helps us to be into that state of. It is just a play awareness of space, of body, of breath, of thoughts, feelings, sensations. And then what awareness again? What is left is awareness. So when we say look inside your heart, in the space, we are pointing basically to awareness. Our masters, they're extraordinary professors. So when they say you're looking into the space, basically space is nothing. Space is awareness, and awareness is space. That will come into the second step after Mangalacharan. Awareness of the space outside. Outside, and I'm qualifying. And then fact is that the space is everywhere. And then the awareness of the body, awareness of the breath, awareness of the thought, feeling, and the sensations, and then ultimately awareness. Like the sun is aware of the sun. So other objects are destroyed? No, they are there. Let them be there. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good. I think some of the Tamil Laguna snuck in a little bit. I feel like I fell asleep there or it was really deep. But it was relaxed and peaceful. Thank you.
Good. Very good. How are you, David and Jerry?
Very good, sir. Namaste. Lots of great nuggets in that. The one quote I'm going to give you credit for going forward is I love we miss life's goal when we have too many goals in our life. And I think there's a lot of reflection and contemplation there that I'm looking forward to. And then when we talked about awareness of awareness, it was like a switch went off, and I felt my eyes actually turning inward, and that caused a very deep meditation for me.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yes, it happens. So just to say that awareness of awareness, it is a subjective reality. All the objectivity is lost. Beautiful. How are you, Jay?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. The pointer to who we are as consciousness, and without the consciousness, we aren't able to acknowledge or see anything.
Yeah.
You know, as long as we keep our pointer and know who we are, then what we see and how we move through this existence becomes the way that consciousness wants to, the way it moves. So with that love and humility and grace, and so like you said, there's never conflict because it only wants the knowledge and the awareness.
Yes, you're right. Consciousness uses the intellect, ego, mind, body as its instrument. I have to separate that instrument from the consciousness. It's the journey. It's a beautiful way to put it. Thank you. How are you, Dennis?
Thank you for a deeper explanation of Mangalacharan and its importance and how exactly it benefits us. One thing that I can say from my own experience, that when I do various mantras during the everyday activities, what usually happens is that the mind quickly goes into unconscious chanting. So I guess this is not very beneficial and not very, there is no sense in doing that if it is unconscious. So along with the chanting, there has to be an understanding, and then there has to be a piece of awareness along with it.
Yes, go ahead.
No, that's all I wanted to say.
You're right, because if the chanting or recitation of the mantra is habitual, then it goes into the impulsive and habitual mind. It has to be with an understanding. That is why our masters have laid great emphasis on understanding. Understand it. So you go on understanding, and the one day it strikes you. I gave an example that you had a fight with your honey, and you say, Sarve bhavantu sukhna, let everyone be happy. Now your intellect says, let everyone be happy, and mind says, fight. Who wins? If it is impulsive habitual, then obviously the mind will win. And if there is a clarity of understanding, happiness is the essential nature of every being, including, the moment you say including, the mind resolves. Yes, it has to be a conscious process. How are you, Terry?
I'm good. I think the whole thing that I picked up and just wanted to stay with was awareness of awareness.
Yes, awareness of awareness. Yes.
Always what I'm looking for when I go inside.
Yes, going inside, again the same thing, different expression, subjective reality. Objective reality binds, which is the world outside, puts us in delusion, puts us into jealousy, and the subjective reality, there is no jealousy and hatred there. How are you, Sam? Weather is good. You're looking into weather outside?
3 inches of rain today.
Oh, rain today. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Appreciate the lesson with the Mangalacharan, and the meditation was quiet and peaceful.
Good. Very good. Is there someone? I don't see you, Ashok. Okay. That is why I said, is there someone? That is all for today. Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.